So the next thing that we're going to do is look at some information collection capabilities of this malware. In order for us to continue looking at these imports to give us some clues for what functionality is being performed, let's navigate to the triage area again. So I'm just going to go to the triage summary using this command palette. And then if we look at this triage summary area, we can look at all the different imports that are used by this malware. So underneath those registry imports that we just analyzed, we can see that there are a number of different imports as well, including get username. But if I order this by name to look at all of the get values here, ordered alphabetically, then we can see that there is a call to get username A and get version. So these are very common information collection APIs that are called by malware. So we should take a look at exactly what they're being used for. So first, let's look at the cross references for get username A. So I'm just going to select it in this imports area here. And then I'm going to navigate to the call within 402.6.0 here, which is 402.7.1.4. I'm going to double click on that. And then we can see that this var 590 local variable is passed to get username. And then again, if I look at the high level intermediate language here, we can see that this corresponds to the LP buffer parameter. And this is actually the username buffer that is going to receive the username from this API call. So let's just rename this to username. And then we can also see that this username is being uppercased using this string upper API. And we will explore what this username is being used for in the email command and control section. So if we go back to our triage view here, let's see what this get version import is used for. So again, I'm going to highlight that, look at the cross references, and then we can see that there is a call here at 402.7D8. So I'm just going to click on that cross reference. And then we can see that there is a call to get version, and the result, so in EAX, because this is the standard calling convention, is stored in this PCB buffer local variable, and it is also masked using this AND operation. So this mask operation here with these Fs is just ensuring that a word value is present within EAX, and then this word value, so 16 bits or 2 bytes, is then compared to this value of 6. So if this value is greater than that value, then this jump is taken. But if that is equal, so jump equal, the jump is made to 402.80C. So let's navigate there. And then we can see that WinVista, which is within this global variable, is moved into this EDI, and then a non-conditional jump is made. So if I jump to that location by double clicking on this label, 402.844, then we can see a few things. So we have the EDI register that contains that WinVista string. That's moved into ESI on this line. And then that is used as the source address for this copy operation here. And the username variable that we renamed earlier is used as the destination address in this instance. So this is actually overwriting our username variable from before with the WinVista string if the result of the get version call is 6. So based on this logic, we can deduce that if the Windows version that is currently running, i.e. the result of the call to get version results in 6, then the operating system identified and that is written to this variable is WinVista or Windows Vista. So if we look at the documentation again, it's always good to look at the documentation. We can see that Windows Vista actually corresponds to version 6.0 of Microsoft Windows. So that's why that word comparison is being performed. So that should set you up for the operating system version collection exercise. So we're going to take a short break for that. Hey everyone, thanks so much for checking out the course preview. If you are interested in doing malware analysis with Binary Ninja, please check out training.invokere.com. Thank you so much.